So now we're going to go over multiplying polynomials. In this first example, we're going to go over multiplying a monomial by a different polynomial. So we're going to have the monomial of 5z to the fourth. So this is one term, this is the monomial, and then it will multiply 4z cubed minus 7z squared minus z, and then plus 8. So basically what's going to happen is we're going to apply the distribution property, distributive property. So 5z4 will multiply everything inside of the parentheses. So we're going to have 5z to the fourth times 4z cubed, and then plus 5z to the fourth. Here I'm going to go ahead and expand it. At one point you're not going to have to be able to do that, because I'm sure you're going to know how to multiply just in your head, and you're not going to have to write everything down. But just so you can visualize what's going on, I'm going to go ahead and expand it. And then plus 5z to the fourth times negative z, and then plus 5z to the fourth times 8. So we know that numbers multiply with numbers, right? And then variables multiply with variables. So here we have 5 times 4, which is 20. And then c4 times z3, it's z to the 7. So we do the product rule, right? Now for the second one, we do the same thing. 5 times 7, it's positive 35. And then c to the 4 times c to the 2 is c to the 6th power. For this next one, we have positive 5 times negative 1, which is negative 5. And then z4 times z, it's z to the 5th. There's an invisible one right there. And then for this one, we have 5 times 8, which is positive 40. And then we don't have any z value, so we're just going to go ahead and bring down c to the 4th. So if we put them together, this becomes 20z to the 7th plus 35z to the 6th minus 5z to the 5th plus 40c to the 4th. So this is multiplying polynomials, right? Where we have a monomial and then a polynomial, right, with more than one term in a parentheses. So again, that's being distributive, right? We use the distributive property. The monomial is being distributed into the entire parentheses, and we're using product rule. So if we have the same base, we add the exponents, right? And we multiply the coefficients of the terms. Let's go ahead and go over another example. So for this other example, we're gonna have 9x plus 5 times 2x squared minus x minus 3, right? And what's gonna happen is that first the 9x will be distributed to everything on the other parentheses. Let me change the color of that. So 9x will multiply 2x squared, and then it will multiply negative x, and then it will multiply negative 3. And then the 5 will get distributed as well. So 5 times 2x squared, and then times negative x, and then times negative 3. So everything gets multiplied by everything. So let's start with the 9. So we're going to have 9x times 2x squared, I'm not using parentheses in this case, but you can use parentheses if you want to, or just the dot for multiplication, and then plus 9x times negative x, and then plus 9x times negative 3. And then we're going to have plus 5 times 2x squared plus 5 times negative x, and then plus 5 times negative 3. Okay? So on the first pair, we can see that 9 will multiply 2, which is 18. And then we have x to the first times x to the second. So this will become x to the third power. Then we have 9 times negative 1. There's an invisible 1 right there, so this will be negative 9. And then x times x, which is x. Both have exponents 1, so x 1 plus 1, x to the second power. Now we have 9 times negative 3, which is negative 27. And then the negative 3 does not have an x, so this x is just going to come down next to the negative 27. Now for the 5, we have 5 times 2, which is positive 10. And then 5 doesn't have an x, so it's just x squared. We bring it down. Then we have 5 times negative 1, so that's going to be negative 5. And then there's no x, so this is just going to come down. And then 5 times negative 3, that's negative 15. Now we are not done yet. Now what we want to do is simplify. So by simplifying means to find the like terms. So I can see that I have a 9x squared, and then I have a 10x squared, right? So I can combine those two, and that will become negative 9 plus 10, it's 1, so 1x squared. I'm going to put it in a green box as well. And then I can also combine negative 27x and negative 5x. And when I combine them, that gives us negative 32x, right? Again, I'm going to write that in a box, right? And then we have the 18x cubed. Now this was a positive 1, right? And then minus 15. So once I write everything together is 18x cubed plus x squared minus 32x minus 15. And that will be our product of this binomial with this trinomial. Okay? So again, we apply the distributive property. You need to multiply every single term on the first parentheses or on the first polynomial by every single term on the second polynomial.